Dos, a point on the road in quite tricky conditions here at Hungerford. What's your take on that today?
Uh, Difficult to really know what to say because I've just seen a refereeing performance that defied all odds for both teams. Tricky was the way that I would describe the referee's performance. He's booked their 4 in the first half. Hadn't realised he'd booked him. He booked him again in the second half. Hadn't realised he'd done it. Linesman then has to get involved. Rightly so. You know, their dugout's not happy. We're not happy. And on what is a fit that's not fit, a pitch that's just not fit for purpose, I thought both teams give it a right go. Brilliant finish from Austin. Gutted when I saw he was on the team sheet. Yeah, that was a real quality finish. And then they had a couple of other chances in that first half. We got a lucky goal before half time, big deflection. But the second half belonged entirely to us. We've missed 3, fantastic opportunities. But what we've just said to the players in there is that this is traditionally a very, very tough place to come. Got an enormous amount of respect for Danny Robinson and what he's done here. But the pitch is a leveller and it's not even good for them. I mean, you just saw a game here today that was ruined by 2 things, and that was the officials and the state of the pitch.
I was going to say, so you obviously touched on the pitch and the refereeing performance, and it's against 2 teams who are battling for points at the other end of the table, so it could have had sort of all the makings for a real spectacle here today. Do you think then the refereeing performance and the pitch sort of took away from what should have been a really good game of football?
Well, he spent all week saying to the players, look, take the pitch out of your mind. We know you're going to have to really battle here, battle hard as well. When we saw it was sunny and warm all week, we knew that it would be worse than normal because it's just so bobbly. They do their best here, and I'm not complaining, but that pitch there is not a Sunday rec pitch for me. So that takes away what we like to do. We knew that before we came here. I thought that second half we did get the ball down when we could, but as I said, good players, both sides struggled to even strike the ball cleanly, which is where Austin's goal in the first half was so good. And like I said, we had 2 or 3 unbelievable opportunities second half, and yeah, it was not to be.
Of course, in terms of on the pitch, we eventually did get the equaliser in first half stoppage time. Huge slice of luck with the deflection. Do you think we were sort of owed that slice of luck?
No, I don't think you're owed anything in football. I think that you make your own luck. As I said, we knew how competitive Hungerford were going to be today. We knew we were just praying it might have rained to give the pitch a chance to not be so bobbly. That didn't happen. But I think the main thing today is you always should respect an away point. An away point we don't normally gain at Hungerford. And it leads up to a massive game for us on Tuesday night against Walton, who I understand have won again today. They're the most outstanding team in this division. But as we said in there, we've got 20% of the season left. There's a long, long way to go. Nothing's won, lost on Tuesday or next Saturday, because we've put ourselves in that position. I think the club and the players have been amazing this season. No one expected us to be, pushing for a playoff space this year. And full credit to said, last week's no different. Full players to the players and the staff for getting us in the position that we can have a right good go in this last 20% of the season.
Of course, and obviously got the point here, as we said, in tricky conditions. That now makes it 10 unbeaten in all competitions, 8 in the league. Is it those sorts of positives you're taking into Tuesday, especially back on our own pitch on something we're used to?
Yeah, like I said, I can't praise Walton and Hersham enough for what they've done this season. I've watched so many of their games, and they've been, they're very similar to Merthyr last year. They run away with it, and they rightly will win this league this year. But at home, we can compete against anybody this league and the one above. So, we hope to do well on Tuesday night. But ultimately, like I said, we've got 2 games in hand on the chasing group, Chertsey and Gosport. Chertsey have gone into the playoffs today. So it's going to be, there's going to be twists and turns. I love it. I think it's really exciting. And for us to be in that position rather than the last 2 years be looking over our shoulder it's a blessing in some respects.
Of course, and just finally, finish on a word with the fans like we always do. In my opinion, I think that was the best I've heard them here all season. They made noise throughout. That must really spur you on, and obviously now we just need them to turn up again Tuesday night.
Yeah, what's happened is at home as well, they found a little stand on the side of the ground that they love now being at, and I thought the noise was 10 times higher at Chertsey than we've had all season. But away from home, they've always stayed together, given us great vocal support, and it'd been nice to have given them that last sort of winner in the last 5 or 10 minutes. But so you've got to give Hungerford a lot of credit there. They went down to 10 men. They got some good players. The 3 centre halves defended for their lives. So did the wing backs. So yeah, it was take the point today, respect the point against the side that is always with Danny going to fight for their lives. As I said, he's a top manager, top bloke for this level. He's up against it in terms of what resources he can have sometimes. But one of his resources today was Charlie Austin, and as I said, I'd like to give credit to Chaz for that finish, because it was special on one touch and finish on this pitch condition.